Bye, guys. I'm off to Vegas. Bye, Dewey. See you guys. I'll just say no. Love you guys. Bye. All right, here's the bike box. Got to carry it out to the street. Called one of the big ass Ubers, the Uber XL. So I just got to carry my bike box out to there somewhere, and hopefully he will find me. Dilemma in the airport, so got out of my Uber, went to check in for my flight. After the guy had driven away, I realized that I left my little bag that has my tripods and my selfie stick in it. So I tried contacting him through Uber, and he didn't pick up for the first 5 or 6 times. And I'm like, I'll try it once more. He picked up, and he's gonna drive back here, and I'm gonna give him 20 bucks to bring back my tripods and stuff, or else it's gonna be really, really hard to do a lot of the filming that I wanted to do in Vegas unless I went and bought more tripods. My flight leaves in about an hour, and he's got probably about 30 minutes to get here before I have to go in through security. Got it. Man, never been so late to get on the plane. I'll be like the last one. Alright, finally in Vegas here. Gotta go find my bike. It'll be in the oversized baggage area, and then we're gonna talk about airport travel disasters that I've been through, because there's been a lot.
What was it called? One more time?
Starch. So just starch, kind of like, you know, if you were to starch your shirt, starch solution. Like, it's a book, you can probably get it for like 10 bucks, and it has, you know, just kind of like the basics, and it's really easy to follow. That's why a lot of people do it.
I get it on
Amazon?
Online, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Amazon, Kindle.
I got all my books on this thing, and it's just a lot nicer.
Perfect, yeah.
I'd have never thought. Now, is the brown rice better than white rice?
You can eat brown or white, whichever one you kind of prefer. Brown rice is a little bit more nutritious.
Raw?
Yeah, rawtillwhenever.com. And we got 2 L's, yeah. And we've got a ton of free recipes on there. Recipes that you look at and you'd be like, man, that actually looks really, really good. It's all low fat, and it's all really good. For me, it kind of varies. You can do like oatmeal with fruit on top and sugar. Sometimes I have rice for breakfast, like rice or potatoes, and you can eat it all day long if you want.
And you get filled up on rice, and you're not packing on the pounds.
Yep. So this is what the Airbnb looks like. It's just kind of like a little studio apartment. First day here is just gonna be a chill day. I had to catch up on some video editing, built the bike back up, and I'm gonna go out for all you can eat sushi, which is something I haven't had for the longest time. Then I'm just gonna quickly head over to Trader Joe's. I'm gonna get some food for the morning and then food for the big ride tomorrow. So all the way to the top of Mount Charleston tomorrow, up Lee Canyon Road. It's gonna be about, from where I'm situated here in Vegas, it's gonna be about 165, 170 kilometer ride. So that translates to about 105 miles. So it's gonna be a pretty long day on the bike, probably somewhere between, probably about 7 hours of riding time with about an hour to hour and a half worth of just like break time and chill time. Let's go. Sushi is done, had just the right amount. If I had any more, I'd probably want to puke. So just the right amount. Now off to Trader Joe's to get some food for tomorrow. All right, got some low-fat granola cereal. Like, this stuff is actually low fat. Like it's only about 10% of the calories coming from fat in this. So I'm gonna have that for breakfast with some almond milk. And then I got a few more packages of these dried bananas. So I just wanted to quickly go over all the times that I've had a really kind of like weird travel experience. So my very first one was when I was actually flying to Hong Kong. This was probably when I was like 22 or 23. My flight out of Atlanta got delayed by like an hour or so. Then my connector that was in Narita, Japan, I missed that one. So I ended up actually getting to stay a free night in Japan because of that. When I did my first bicycle tour, my bike trailer, of all things, got delayed in Guangzhou, China. So when I got to Vietnam, my bike box came, but the box that my trailer was in didn't make it to Vietnam. So I ended up having to call like the airport in China to have them actually release my bag. Then I had to go all the way back to the Vietnam airport, and then somehow I got it back with my bike. When I was flying from Cairns in Australia to Kuala Lumpur, I had a connector that was in Sydney, and I was transferring from the domestic terminal to the international terminal, and they have like these, they just have these buses that go back and forth. And I had this like little pouch that had pretty well my whole entire life in it, like my passport, birth certificate, etc. I accidentally left it on the bus, and I didn't realize it until I got to the counter for my next flight, and then realized that I didn't even have my passport with me. So I frantically ran back, and somehow the guys in the airport like tracked down that bus and like brought it back, and I ended up getting back my little like passport pouch that had everything in it. So when I was going from Bangkok to Vancouver, I was like packing up my bike box in the hotel. For some reason, I had to take my passport out of my backpack, and I put it beside like where I was like packing up my bike, and I just totally forgot it there. Finished packing up my bike box, took one of the small buses to the airport, only to discover when I got to the airport that I didn't have my passport with me. So then I had to rebook my flight for a few days later, and then I had to go back into Bangkok and stay there for a few more nights. This one's actually kind of recent. When I was flying from Montreal to Toronto, my passport and birth certificate got lifted from my pocket because I just kept it in this little passport pouch that I had. And what ended up happening there was I actually had another flight booked the next day from Toronto to go visit Hannah in Minnesota. So I missed that flight, lost out on all the money for the flight there, which was like $600 or $700. Then I also had to replace my birth certificate and my passport. That was an expensive day right there. When flying to go see Hannah after my K1 visa was approved, I got stuck in customs for like ever. It was like almost an hour and a half just to get through the American customs at Toronto Pearson International Airport. I missed my flight, and then I got switched to another flight that was like 5 or 6 hours later. So I had to just sit around in the airport for so long. And that was actually the very first vlog on this channel, was that day. And then today, left my little bag that had the selfie stick, the Gorilla Pod, and a tripod in it in the Uber that I was taking. And when I'd realized that I had forgotten it, I tried calling the Uber guy about 5 or 6 times. He finally picked up about 25 or 30 minutes after I started calling him, and then he drove all the way back out to the airport. I got it, went through TSA, and I was like the second last person to board the plane. Within probably 1 or 2 minutes after I actually got onto the plane today is like when they like locked the door and everything. So what have I learned with all these travel mishaps and shit that just happens? Not all of those were my fault. Some of them were my fault. The thing that you want to do though is you want to try to remain as calm as possible. There's no point in just getting totally freaked out because you're not in the right state to work towards the solution of the problem that you're facing. Yes, losing like a passport or anything like that could really put a damper on your travel plans, and it could probably just totally f you over. But you just wanna like chill, relax, and do your best to find a solution. And if you don't think that the problem can get resolved, think of a plan B. So after I realized that I left that bag in the Uber today, the first thing that I thought about was like, I remember that there's a Walmart that is close to where this Airbnb is. So if I really wanted a tripod or a Gorilla Pod, I could probably just go there and buy one. So it's just like something that I just thought of, and I'm like, all right. So if the main problem doesn't get resolved, then there's plan B. So I really hope that helps. Travel is obviously a lot of fun, and shit just happens along the way, but that should never, ever, ever stop you from going out and traveling. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you on the next vlog. Talk to you soon. Peace.